Good evening. I certainly hope it doesn't thunder and lightning. I would think my performance will be electrifying enough. Oh, this bodes well, dear. This really bodes well. I have always believed it is better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. I believe that one person can change the world. And I believe in the power of honest, hard work. In fact, I had my first job at a very young age. I was only 17 years old when I became a teacher in a one-room schoolhouse in Massachusetts, where I grew up. I was very nervous, for I was told there were 4 big bullies. They're bigger bullies than these boys were. But there were 4 big bullies in this school that would give me a very difficult time. They were only a few years younger than myself, and I was nervous. But I went to school, and I started the day by reading from the Bible. And then, at recess, I went out and played baseball with those boys. I showed them I could throw the ball harder and run faster than they could. Now, I don't know if it was a baseball game or the Bible reading, but I never had any trouble out of those boys. In fact, they became my best students, carrying my books home from school for me. The district was so impressed at how I had disciplined the boys, I protested. I had not disciplined them. I had simply respected them and given them a reason to respect me. But because I was considered to be the best teacher in the district, I was moved from problem school to problem school throughout the district. I went back to Washington and renewed my efforts, now expanding my work to an 11-state region, traveling about, promising to deliver any supplies sent to me to all the boys at the front. And then we heard the word. There was another battle. In the very same place, the first battle of the war took place, Manassas, Virginia. This time, 8,000 soldiers were forgotten on the battlefield. 2 years into the war, the government had still not established an ambulance system. Oh, there was an ambulance train sent to pick up some of the men, but they were driven by civilians who got drunk and lost and ended up in Alexandria. I was so angry. I loaded my supplies onto a train, for this time the evacuation site was the Fairfax train station. And so we were able to take our supplies in by train. We went into Fairfax. I could not believe the sight that I saw. Thousands of young men brought from the battlefield in ox carts that only exacerbated their wounds as they came in these awful carts, were dumped on a thickly wooded hillside in a driving rain. The ground was, look outside now. What would it be like to have been in battle and be dumped outside in that rain as it was, and not cared for, your wounds cared for? The train station was being served as the hospital. We immediately set to work, wading into that sea of men, trying not to step on someone, some poor mangled creature. I did the best I could. I did some simple nursing at this time, but mostly gave water and food as best I could. One time, I was bandaging a boy's wounds, and he said to me, "Miss Barton, Miss Barton, don't you remember me? It's me, Charlie Hamilton." Charlie Hamilton, one of those 4 bullies from that school I worked my first school in. He had carried my books home for me every day. Poor Charlie. He would never carry books again, for both his arms were mangled beyond use. It's no wonder our hearts were sore. We wept and worked throughout the day,